The envelope appeared in my mailbox on a Tuesday morning. No return address, no explanation, just my name written in handwriting I didn't recognize. Inside was exactly 3,240 feathers, the exact amount I had prayed for the night before. But that's not even the strangest part of this story. What happened next will make you question everything you think you know about how God provides. Let me take you back to where this all started. 2 weeks before that envelope showed up, I was sitting at my kitchen table with bills spread everywhere. Rent was due in 3 days. My car payment was already late, and my bank account showed a balance that made me want to throw up. I had been a Christian for years, but I'll be honest, I was starting to wonder if God really cared about my money problems. I had prayed, I had tithed when I could barely afford groceries. I had trusted and waited, but nothing was changing. That night, I did something I had never done before. I got specific with God. I didn't just pray for help with my finances. I laid out every single bill on my bed. I added up exactly what I needed. 3,247. I said it out loud. God, I need exactly 3,247 by Friday, or I'm going to lose my apartment. Then I did something that felt crazy. I thanked him in advance. Not because I felt thankful, but because I decided to trust him even when I couldn't see how. The next morning, nothing happened. Wednesday came and went. No miracle, no sudden windfall, no mysterious check in the mail. Thursday was the same. By Friday morning, I was panicking. I had until 5 p.m. to pay my rent or face eviction. I remember standing in my kitchen staring at that stack of bills, feeling like God had let me down. Maybe I wasn't faithful enough. Maybe I didn't deserve his help. Maybe those financial miracle stories I'd heard were just made up. But then something strange happened. My neighbor knocked on my door. Mrs. Chen from next door. We barely talked beyond polite hellos. She was holding a small package. "This was delivered to my house by mistake," she said. The address was smudged, but I could make out your name. The package was thin, like an envelope wrapped in brown paper. No shipping label, no postmark, just my name written in careful handwriting. I thanked Mrs. Chen and closed the door. My hands were shaking as I unwrapped it. Inside was a plain white envelope, and inside that envelope were $20 bills. Lots of them. I counted them 3 times because I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Exactly $3,247, but here's where the story gets even more incredible. With that money, I paid every single bill that was due. Rent, car payment, utilities, everything. I had exactly $17 left over. I should have felt relieved. I should have felt grateful. And I was. But I also felt confused. Who sends anonymous cash? How did they know the exact amount? How did they even know where I lived? I asked Mrs. Chen if she saw who delivered the package. She said a man in a regular car dropped it off, but she didn't get a good look at him. I checked with the post office. No record of any delivery to my address that day. That Sunday at church, I felt like I needed to share what happened. Maybe someone in the congregation had sent the money and just wanted to stay anonymous. So during testimony time, I stood up and told the whole story. After service, I waited. I expected someone to come forward, maybe smile and say they were glad they could help. But nobody did. I asked my pastor if anyone had mentioned anything to him. Nothing. 3 weeks later, I got a phone call that changed everything. It was from a company I had applied to work for 6 months earlier. They said a position had opened up and they wanted to offer me the job. The salary? Almost double what I had been making. But that's not the end of the story. 6 months into my new job, I was finally getting ahead financially. I had moved to a better apartment, caught up on all my bills, and even started saving money. Life was good. Then I felt something I can only describe as a holy nudge. I was walking through the grocery store when I saw a woman counting coins at the checkout, trying to figure out what she could afford to buy. Her kids were with her, looking hungry and tired. Without thinking, I walked over and handed the cashier my credit card. "I'll pay for her groceries," I said. The woman started crying. She told me she had been praying for help all week. As I walked to my car, I felt God whisper something to my heart. "This is how it works. I provide for you, so you can provide for others." That's when it hit me. The anonymous money wasn't just about paying my bills. It was about teaching me how God's provision works. Someone had been obedient to give when God told them to. And now God was asking me to do the same thing for someone else. Over the next year, I started looking for those moments. The single mom behind me in line whose card got declined. The elderly man at the gas station counting quarters. Every time I helped someone, I remembered that envelope. I remembered how it felt to be desperate and see God show up. But here's what I never told anyone until now. Last month, I was cleaning out some old boxes when I found something that made my blood run cold. It was buried in a stack of papers I hadn't looked at in years. A letter I had written to myself during one of the darkest periods of my life before any of this happened. And the handwriting on that letter, it was identical to the handwriting on that mysterious envelope, which means either someone copied my handwriting perfectly, or